Listen, we're not about to be upstaged by Doug here. Silly, come on. Let's go.
Every time Doug
Take
was
it down
casted,
a couple of buttons. Every time.
That's
It
it.
keeps
It's
going
like 2
further and
buttons,
further.
man.
I
Every
actually didn't even
time-
know you had a tattoo. That's pretty hot.
Yeah,
That's
dog.
really... Breach has a tattoo?
Breach has
Yeah.
a tattoo.
Okay,
Discount
every-
Breach has a tattoo.
The longer Doug cast it, the more buttons got undone on his shirt. I don't know how it happened, but hey, at least he looked good doing it, right? But yeah, Bob, we had a good game, man.
And you know what? Doug was getting sweaty. He had to exhaust some of that heat, so he starts unbuttoning the shirt. You know who else was getting sweaty? Our boy Shot Up. Shot Up comes in and drops 34 kills. He lays the hammer down as Reyna Veli. Absolutely ridiculous performance.
Bach, Shot Up is king in this lobby right now. We talked about other players, and especially Thief. I hyped Thief up big time, but Shot Up set the pace from the beginning of the game. We all remember it. Remember that ice wall from Sage? And Sage and Shot Up, they pushed immediately outside Garage. What happened? Shot Up got the first kill and then punted Stellar. The thing is, that continually happened, but what made it even better was Immortals, they never kept Shot Up in the same place. You could find Shot Up in the cubby over at B, you could find him at A, but also rotating in from mid. They were always, Luminosity was always on their toes guessing where the best player in the lobby was, and that alone right there gave Immortals all the advantage in the world, man. Shot Up, if he continues this, I feel bad for LG. He's on fire.
Now, Shot Up was great, but Christine, we saw it there for a second, and you know, I'm not going to put my production on the spot and ask for that replay again, but that Moose clutch. 2 HP, gets the double kill with the showstopper, turns around. I mean, that's just absurd, but looking at the last piece, do you think he missed the blast pack on purpose?
You know what, Bach? We'll say that it was calculated, right? We'll say that it was calculated because it's about damn time that Moose is able to make that showstopper in his favor. We've been seeing it, right? Yesterday, even on Split, Moose busted out the Rays, and even though he wasn't getting the most highlighty type of plays with that showstopper, he bought space, he bought time, and he bought real estate for his squad. This time around, finally, he's able to convert and clutch that around for himself. So I'm going to say it was calculated, Bob.
We'll go with calculated. Alex, you were looking at the team and just the way that they adapted, speaking of LG and how they adapted to Immortals. Obviously, Immortals ends up taking the series, but what have you got for me on that adaptation?
Well, first off, you see the scoreboard, right? 13-11. We told you, everybody in the chat, all the fans of Valorant, that this series was going to be a very close series. And what a matchup did we see. And when we saw, as Veli mentioned, Shot Up pushing out with Gangsta on that wall, and they didn't expect it for Luminosity, what happened later? This wall kept coming up here for Gangsta at the beginning of the round. This allowed Luminosity to aggressively get the orb, go back towards mid side, keep Immortals kind of guessing, okay, are they going to hit towards the A side or not? Have them push towards mid where they could punish on that as well. And then they reset into the B side where, okay, they're probably not going to come B at this point. And then they run with numbers and win it. Their defender side, I feel that LG played very, very well. I don't think they played any mistakes at all. And it just came down to Shut Up just depicting every single person, every single spot. And unfortunately, he was the one that was actually breaking the defense himself.
Looking at the stats there, too, what's wild is if you actually look at the ACS for Shot Up, he was 76 ACS away from doubling the best player on the other team.
Shut up. Are
doubling
you
the
serious?
best player on the other team.
No, not
76.
Shut Up. It's Shut Up.
It's
Shut up, yeah. Yeah. I know, it's understandable. It's an easy thing to mistake. Shut up, though. Like, that's just ridiculous to have that level of impact. And even right at the end, we saw that 4K as well. Now, we talked about the maps coming into this series. The maps were a little bit different than maybe we would have expected. We thought we'd be going to Icebox, probably Ascent, and then on to Bind. Instead, we're going to Haven next. Very bizarre territory for us, Alex. Looking at this map pool, we weren't sure what to expect from Split, and I'm honestly not sure what to expect from Haven. Does Immortals getting the leg up in map 1 give them a massive advantage, that momentum boost moving into map 2?
I strongly believe that, Bach, because you're looking at it now, Luminosity somehow let Haven into the map pick for Immortals. The last time that they faced off against each other, I think it was a 13-2 scoreline for Immortals. I want to know what they have cooked up. Why did they leave this map in this map pool available for Immortals? And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, we showed off enough chest for the pregame show. We don't need to show any more. We've got a guy standing by who's got plenty for us to see. It's Esports Doug and Sean to take us into map 2. Take it away.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I did get a little sweaty. I'm not gonna lie. It got a little hot. It got a little hot. But man, Immortals coming to form at just the right time, Sean. And now going into Haven, you wonder, you start to think about that stat that we talked about at the top of the show. 5-0 against Luminosity. 5-0. And you can't help but wonder, damn, are they about to make it 6?
You see it when you see Shot Up play against this team. He is insanely confident, right? He had 34 frags that first map, but 7 opening kills as Reyna, right? You typically aren't really letting your Reynas get that many first bloods in a game. So the fact that he had 7 in one game that didn't go to OT is huge. Like, that is, I can't even state how big that is in a 5v5 tac shooter. Like, that is almost impossible for me to think. Like, I've never seen anyone do that. Go 7-0 on first bloods. That's crazy.
It's just not fair. Now,
Yeah.
listen, I have a soft spot, right? I got a little corner of my heart etched out for Yoru.
Sure.
And
It's
I
not
do
happening.
not like, stop that, man. Come on. Let me have like, just a sliver.
No, we
Oh.
can't have nice things. We can't have nice things.
Dang
You know
it.
that I want Yoru, but we can't have it,
Yeah,
right? Like,
you're
I don't
probably
don't you can't get me excited. You can't get me excited.
This is self-protection is what it
This is yeah, this is self-protection. I can't let myself get excited because I know Shot Up is trolling me. That's who he is. He's a troll. Like, he's trolling me right now. He's not gonna like that.
Oh, man. All right. Haven, as the desk mentioned, was Immortals map pick too, Sean. So you start to think about, like, all right, that first map, Luminosity's pick goes in favor of Immortals. Haven going, or potentially because it's their pick, could go that way as well. And the thing is, they haven't played Haven this tournament, right? So for Immortals, you qualify early, you go in the lab, the hyperbolic time chamber, right? And you prep and you do all this like stratting and coming up with really dope stuff to show for Masters. And then you get to an elimination match where you haven't played the map yet, right? Like, who knows what we're going to get out of Immortals?
Well, Immortals they did, I think, play 100
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thieves. They played
Yes,
100 Thieves,
you're right.
and they got owned. They got owned. But 100
Yep.
Thieves did look really, really good in that game. Like, I don't think that was Immortals looking bad. I would be very surprised if LG could do the things that 100 Thieves were able to pull off in that game. I mean, partially because they don't even have the same comp, but
That helps.
yeah.
That helps.
Oh, your boy Dre on the jet, though. I don't know about... I mean, this will be awesome. This will be really cool to see because his aim, when I watch him play Omen, is phenomenal. I think that a role like Jet suits him really well.
And I don't know that... Have we ever seen him play Jet?
I don't recall seeing it. I mean, I've seen him a lot on, so many other agents, but I don't think I've seen him on Jet.
So here's another really interesting thing about Luminosity, and I'm getting it right this time, right? They didn't play Haven at all during VCT. At all.
Yeah, they're 0 matches.
They might be cooking up something special here. Immortals going to start off on the attack.
C-site's open,
Paranoia
dog.
comes out. Yeah, and they're going all the way in. They've taken Garage. They've taken C-Long as well. This is going to be a banger of a retake.
Jumping out this smoke into a frenzy. It works out.
But they get the spike down, and they retreat to their post plants, and they've planted for long. So in this situation, for Luminosity to take control back, they have a couple of choices, but one of the keys is you've got to somehow either stick the defuse, get it to half, or you're going to have to run at them, right? You can't let them continue to hole up. The diffuser gets killed again, and it's just down to one player. It's just Stellar. You talk about, we were talking about this, Sean. In a position like that, you have two options. You either throw up utility and hope somehow by the skin of your teeth you can take it away when you really, for all intents and purposes, you shouldn't be able to. Or you send right at the defenders who are posted up down C-Long, and it just doesn't work out.
I liked LG's approach. They smoked, the spike instead of smoking the corridor of long C. So that way, you force people out in the open where they're just spraying through a smoke and you can easily pick them off if you're defending the guy diffusing. But it just didn't work out because the paint shells were so effective coming out of chemicals.
I love
doing the full Maniac Breach.
Yeah, man. I love seeing the resurgence of Breach. I think This can be so much fun. And, you know, you mentioned 100 Thieves earlier. You see Nitro on the breach and just how devastating he can be, how he controls really an entire half the map on the defensive side by himself. Shada has taken a good bit of control himself here, hanging out in the smoke with the Bucky. Again, they've taken Garage, and they get the kill onto Dre. It's just not fair.
Oh, man, the Bucky right click. So good.
Photo might be in a good spot, but his aim just doesn't click there. JC Stanley getting the best of him. The thing for Immortals here is they have control of C again, Sean.
Man, every player on LG thought that they were about to win a duel. They all got baited, every single one of them.
Yeah, man, and at this point, because of the space that Immortals have taken, they can just continue to push Luminosity back, right? You see them completely shoving him back in. A flawless round, a 3K for Chemicals, and a beautiful one at that. Immortals, I think it was Vans on the desk who said the momentum that they're just going to be able to like pick up from what they left off on Split, it looks like it's going to be able to carry right into Haven.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing a Breach ever take Garage and go inside of a dark cover in the window all by himself and like aggressively lurk in the Breach role.
Yeah.
So the fact that, you know, ShotUp is doing that means they're playing with an incredible level of confidence right now. They are very confident that they're going to win their aim duels.
And ShotUp's still on that Bucky, right? And the fun thing about Breach, in my opinion, which is I'm a strong advocate for all of you who are hanging out at home, who are watching or maybe watching the VOD later, just play more Breach, man. Just play more Breach. You've got a guy like ShotUp who just put up an MVP performance on the last map, and you put him on a Breach and you think, well, Doug, that's kind of weird, right? Like, it's more supportive. Why would they put him in something like that? I really do think Breach, if in the right hands and played in the right way, can play like a duelist.
Doug, look at this. So I'm recognizing what Immortals is doing, exactly what, like a similar style, what 100 Thieves did to them when we watched 100 Thieves take them out. They clear out C long, then they go back to A, they drone through, make sure no one's pushed A, force a second guy to rotate A. Now they're going all the way back to C. So they pulled the third player off of C, and now they go C.
Spike down.
But, oh my goodness, that was something.
Yeah, that was filthy. Dre, absolutely raw aim. Good for one. Oh boy, here we go. There's a showstopper out of Chemicals. Nope, not even gonna get a chance. Thief on the flank. Thief looking for another, but Gangsta Spectre actually wins that duel. A 1v3 for Gangsta. He's got a shock dart, but what he doesn't have, Sean, is he doesn't have the spike. He doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have a ton of space to work with. Yeah,
you basically said he had like a stick in a gunfight. He has a shot. Like, he's not doing anything with that one, Doug. This is done. He's done. 2-1. Luminosity gets the first gun round, and that's big because they lost that bonus round before, right? I mean, things got really weird. So stabilizing early is super important in these games. Winning the rounds you should, like that one, help you stabilize your economy. But it's not enough usually to just win one on defense. You usually have to string them together. You have to string together rounds because it's so difficult.
I like some of this fight for A lobby control that we've seen is kind of a trend really throughout this tournament. They'll dart, they'll peek, see if anyone's pushing up. This time they don't take it fully, but they at least cleared it out long enough to know that no one's there. You also heard Dre use the Blade Storm, so he's got that online.
Oh my god. Those doors. How do they not just fall off? So many bullets. So Boombot clears out Garage, and then they put an alarm bot in there. So they're basically saying, you're not going to retake Garage without us knowing. They have an alarm bot in there holding, but there's actually a cam from the Cypher. So the Cypher has full vision, and they're stacking A with that information. So that's the dangers of not actually clearing something and just putting an alarm bot in there.
And the cool thing, too, is not just the cam, but there's a tripwire, like, stacked on top of the alarm bot.
Yeah, they have no idea about that setup in Garage. And look, they're running into a sack because of it.
Paranoia across, counter paranoia done as well. Moose good for one. Dre with the blades. You talked about how this lends itself to his playstyle, Sean, and it's not him at all, but it doesn't matter, right? Thief and Stella rip them to shreds by himself. Immortals look like Swiss cheese there.
Yeah, I mean, in ranked, that's a sick play, right? Sending the boombot into garage, you're spamming the doors. Okay, so no one's closed doors. The boombot didn't get anyone. We have this insane lineup that clears all the angles. But the boombot does not account for a camera on the ceiling that's telling the defenders no one has entered. So LG uses that information correctly and stacks the A site. That's really impressive because it's one thing to have the info, it's another thing to actually use it successfully.
Info. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Those boys, Luminosity, man, when they're feeling themselves, they can shoot.
Yeah, that's why this match is so interesting because it's just so confidence-based. Oh my god!
It's just unbelievable. All right, what can they do? Loose with oh boy. Okay.
That's a very aggressive drone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he spin from A lobby.
Yeah.
Epic.
He took all of that away. He gets the drone, gets the info, and then goes in and gets the kill as well. That's absolutely huge for Luminosity. And now look at what Immortals have left to work with. Yeah, they've got Nature. He's got a Sheriff, and you know, we've seen how good they can be. Shot Up is basically dead.
Yeah, I mean, this round went from winnable to they took out the key player left on Immortals. I mean, the smokes, I don't know how, you know, they get in the site and plant the spike right now with this kind of HP on Shot Up.
Yeah, I don't know. Even if, yikes. You know, in a situation like that, if you can somehow trade out the super weak player, it gives you a chance, right, to fight back and make something happen. But Shot Up is actually the one who goes in last, right? And at that point, you look at him funny and he dies.
Here's the replay. Moose actually killing him through. That's what I was saying. He's killed him through the A lobby wall into middle. That's such a cool frag that you never get to see. I love that.
And you see the impact of a Sova, right? Like any agent can march down A long and take the space away, right? Cool. You've taken that, you know, whatever. But then to use the drone to take even more space away and to get even more information, that just really accentuates the positioning that he had in the first place.
Yeah, and so looking at where the alarm bot is right now, that kind of makes me think that we're going to go into a C hit or maybe a B hit in this round. If you're going A, that's a very quirky alarm bot too, so lets the defenders get a lot of ground. So I would imagine this is going to be gravitating towards the C site this round.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think I mean, not just the quirkiness of it, but you can have somebody full send from B into the attacker spawn and you wouldn't know it.
Yeah. So the location of the alarm bot kind of tells you a lot about where this round's going to play out for Immortals.
Yep. Immortals, they have Gangsta 1 point away from his ult. Nature a couple of points away himself, and look, the garage control.
Ooh, they don't even know that this cam is here.
Oh no, man. Oh my gosh. All right, so the cam tags him up. Moose using the Hunter's Fury. It's going to be used in response by Gangsta. He managed to get it, and he gets to kill himself. Oh my god.
Oh no! No! The poor in-game leader.
That feels terrible.
Spike planted.
Okay. Immortals here with the numbers disadvantage after a little friendly fire. Somehow managed to get the spike down anyway. And they've taken decent post plants. JC Stanny trying to dash away, but no, Thief again from the same spot. So problematic. Immortals get ripped to shreds, and Sean, you can't help but wonder, had Nature been alive, right? Like, how does that play out? What does that look like?
I mean, the post plants are definitely a lot easier with 2 mollies in play and a alarm bot holding your flank. You know, everything is a lot easier with that Killjoy alive. I'm gonna say that. So, who knows how the round would have turned out? I mean, kind of caught in the crossfires, if I'm being honest. He was in the way. So.
Yeah, that's who's at fault there, right?
I mean, he was 0-4 too before that. So, I'm just kidding. But here we have another full buy coming in, and your boy Dre is on the op. Ooh, is he gonna try to open up the rounds? He has that aggression in him.
Well, and the thing is, well, let's see where. Oh, he's trying to get to C.
He's going top C, and that's where the fight's gonna go.
Yeah, but he might get there. Okay, Immortals waited. I was gonna say he might get there a little late.
I
They're
think they
pulling
feel
off, Sean.
They feel an explosion coming on this C site right now. They're playing retake on C because they're actually very scared of a C hit right now.
But it's a hard retake on C. Look at how far away Stellar went. He pulled all the way back to A Link. You're right, it's a hard hit, but it's almost like they didn't want any of the heat.
Yeah, I think they recognize that Chemical has that ult, and you know, it's too hard. It's too hard to hold that site one-on-one against the Raze ult. We'll just play for retake here. We have some good utility of our own, and this is where the insane retake happens, right? The Omen Paranoia coming through the wall, but every single person on Immortals is playing from long C. They are not going to get hit by any of this utility.
No, they're not. Moose really... So here's the interesting thing, too, is if Moose draws attention... All right, the alarm bot, he's been given away. They know where he is. But that's at the exact moment that you see the other members of Luminosity get onto the site. But Chemical... Oh, Proto! Oh, shot up, trades one out. Chemicals gets it as well. Raze alone in a 1v3, narrowly missing that first shot, and he doesn't even get a chance at the second one. Shot up gets 3 on the breach, on the Reyna. He's still feeling himself.
Yeah, I think if things went a little differently for Moose right there, that probably goes in LG's favor.
Yeah.
But once he fell, and you know, everyone from Immortals just, their eyes go from, oh, we have to worry about the flank. We have to worry about the flank. This guy's right behind. Guess he activated the alarm bot to, okay, he's gone. Everyone just full send it, spray through the smoke, see long, you know, stop the diffuser. And it was just, there wasn't enough presence at that point to stop LG.
Yeah, I think you're right. Even the timing was great, right? They played that really well, but you're right. If Moose stays alive just a bit longer, he doesn't even have to get a kill. He just has to be enough of a nuisance to draw attention away. Unfortunately, doesn't pan out. Luminosity with a 1-round lead here.
Ooh,
As Immortals.
This is a weird round, Doug. Yeah, because Dre pushed down C, saw no one was there, and the Sova's peeking into A lobby simultaneously. So this is a really confusing round right now for LG. They think that C is clear. They think A lobby was clear, so they're feeling an A hit, but it's actually a C hit. It's a fake drone.
Yeah, well, got Thief with the Vandal. How much more can he do? He's already good for 1. He's going to get flashed up. The dart's not going to tag him, so you don't really know if Thief at this... All right, there it is. That's going to tag him up. That's going to give his position away, but JC standing and shot up. Good for him. Thief somehow still alive in a position to make more magic happen. Absolutely unreal out of Thief. He's such a nuisance.
How did he survive backside when that dart pinged him? I thought it was over. He did such a good job hugging the box, avoiding the first 2 pings from the dart. He got a little bit too greedy, went far to the right, and the 3rd ping got him. I thought he was about to get breach ulted and just demolished. And you can see Shot Up is thinking about it. He just couldn't find the spot to do it. Oh, man. I think Thief really lucked out right there, if I'm being honest. But you know what? Luck gets you wins sometimes. And that's a really important round win because now Immortals has no money.
Oh, man. And with that lack of money, look at how much more attention Luminosity's investing on B, right? Like, it's so common for attacking teams on an eco or on a pistol to full send B because of the chaos that normally surrounds a site. But Luminosity are wise to it. They've got Cypher there. They have tripwires on both sides. The cameras there as well. They know everything, Sean. What a good read.
Wow. Like you said, the double trips on both sides of B, the camera guarding the run-in. They're so well prepared for the B hit. I didn't see a world where it was possible for even Immortals to successfully win that round. They would have had to take out Thief.
Hey, dog, the writing was on the wall at the very beginning, right? Like, you see that positioning out of Cypher and you understand everyone knows, right? Like, everyone, there's no secret here. They know exactly where they're going, and they handle it beautifully.
Yeah, and the trips let them know exactly where to place their crosshairs when they come through the A link, the C link, and no one's in the back of the site, guys. You do not have to worry about that. I have trips defending that. So when you come through, just kill the guys in the front of the site, easy retake. All those fights are defender-sided. Super clean round from LG.
I have this take flight.
Ooh, early A hit, and they're going into the 3-person stack. A bait setup on short A with the Omen and Jet. Omen will be first contact top box. Are they going to expect a Jet down low?
I think Moose may have gotten some info too. Oh, and he's going to get more. Sean, he's going to get more. The drone was there, but they're fully committed. There's that high-low that you talked about. Dre, good for it. But he's going to get tagged up. Here comes the lockdown. The Hunter Fury is going to be used. Looking for it. Trying to get rid of it. No, but he gets onto Stellar. What a shot.
Shot just finding so many openings into these rounds. That's a huge find. No smokes left.
A proto in a 1v2. Oh, great peek by Immortals there, right? Like swinging at the exact same time, not giving him a chance to isolate anything. Very well played by Immortals at the end of that round.
Yeah, that looked really sketchy at the start. But Shot Up winning the fight in Heaven changed everything. Because when you looked, Immortals had no smokes entering the A site. Think about how difficult that is. You have no smoke Heaven. You have no smoke Spawn. I mean, even after the lockdown, the people have great angles to frag you coming in the site. Immortals just wins all of the aim duels dry and takes the site.
For Luminosity here, and they've got a whole lot of ultimates to work with. Imagine, even with that, this could be a tough round for Immortals, but we'll see what they dial up. So far, it's looking like a pretty heavy.
Oh my god, this paranoia he's gonna
Thief took so much away.
Yeah, that was big. That was very big from Thief.
Well, and Sean, I don't think we've seen that. I don't think we've seen that level of aggression out of Garage right into the belly of the beast. And now, if you're Immortals, you're like, well, we know that there's some stack C. We don't feel confident in our ability to rotate out because we just saw Thief go all the way up, right? So they're kind of like, and they don't know, but they've got to be feeling stuck here.
Oh my goodness, just another absolutely dry round coming out of Immortals. They just walk up into the site and win all of the gun duels.
No way. Moose has to use the Hunter's Fury, but you kind of wonder here if it's too little too late. See if he can get off the defuse, or delay the plant. He doesn't. The spike goes down and things just went from really dang hard to almost impossible for Moose.
Yeah, and this is probably getting near a 2-for-1 type of round. Hey, LG can't have that good of an economy left, so this 1-on-3, Moose might opt to save his weapon here.
Oh, he's certainly flirting with the idea. Taps, maybe. Oh. Gangsta swings out the dart, you know, it revealed a couple, right? It gave him some info, but it just wasn't enough to get the kill. Immortals, I mean, Sean, like this entire map, just going back and forth, the confidence with which Immortals is playing allows for moments like that.
Yeah, and this is something that I've noticed rise a lot in the NA scene. Games don't look like this in the other scenes right now, and NA are taking a lot of risks and a lot of fights, and it's working out well. They're catching these teams in utility setups all the time.
Swagger, baby. Chemicals 1 point away from the showstopper. Keep that in mind. It looks like it's going to be a hard hit towards A.
He's going to ult hell. That's a hell ult, and he's going to get that.
Yep. Yes, he is. The Rolling Thunder is going to be used to clear out the site. Not really going to connect onto anyone. Chemicals on the site. Looking to get the spike down. There's the showstopper that we talked about. Nature with a turret kill. Of all things, as a proto, much like we saw a couple of rounds ago with Thief, but he's trying to dash around the site, and he might be good for it as well. No Chemicals with the jumping classic. That hurts.
That was crazy. Such good utility usage right there out of Immortals. The polar opposite of what we've seen in the prior rounds, right? Shot Up has an amazing ult as Breach, where he leaves a tiny sliver open in the hell position. That's exactly where JC Sonny is ulting to. So he's not going to get hit by the Breach ult. The second he lands, you know, he's already hell. But then when the Omen paranoias through spawn, JC Sonny counter paranoia spawn, thus delaying the rotate. I loved everything I saw at Immortals that round. Yeah. It was so well played.
Yeah, and I think the point that you opened up with is it's night and day. Right? Like, they've showed that they can do it, like, raw, right? Like, ugly, not just dry. And then they can do so with layering their CC is just a great round, Sean.
It was. And This is a different look that we had all of last half. We have a completely split setup here. I don't know if they're planning a fake on the C site with Sova and Omen. That might be what's going on here. The camera's clearing out front mid right now for LG, and they're walking towards A. I don't know what their overall plan here. It could be a fake, like I said.
The smoke's coming out, blocking out anything from garage. You're right, Sean. I think it was, maybe just enough to draw out some utility, if nothing else.
Yeah, but they're not biting really. I mean, 2 people are still by this A site. That turret falling, the alarm bot short. That's going to trigger the rotate real quick.
Paranoia comes out. The dash follows up just behind as your boy Dre gets onto the site. Plays over around Hell. Excellent post-plant positions. The thing is, Immortals are still at full strength, right? They haven't dropped a single person. Well, Gangsta doesn't feel great.
And JC Stunny has the Paranoia, the Recon's on deck. You'll probably see a combination of those abilities for this retake.
There's the Recon. Tags them up. They kind of have to step back a bit. There's the Paranoia. There's the follow-up, as you said. But there's a Recon in exchange. Chemicals gets behind them. Oh, no. Oh, no. Everything went so sideways there for Immortals.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean, that's what you have to deal with in a 5v5 retake scenario, right? These pistols are so hard. I mean, imagine a pistol in Counter-Strike, right? You don't have abilities. They're already hard enough as it is, and you can't afford these abilities, so you have to stack certain places. So they opted to play the 5v5 retake A. It's just, it didn't go in their favor that time, right? They had all the utility. It's just you have to also get lucky enough with the duels. And they didn't.
They did not, and that's going to give Luminosity a 1-round lead. Immortals here not choosing to force up, not choosing to be reckless with their money, arguably reckless, as they wait to see how things pan out. Luminosity, again, dialing up a pretty heavy hit onto the site. Dre having a good idea of where the player is. He's not going to get him. It doesn't matter, though, as Thief was there to clean up a couple of kills of his own. You see members on the side of Immortals drop like flies, bro, as it's just down to shot up. A beautiful shot from a Proto at the end there to clean that bad boy up. Luminosity coming to life, taking a 2-round lead.
Yeah, and I want to point out a small detail right there on that C-Rush from Luminosity, because this is something that's very specific about this matchup. They smoked on the site itself. And you could see it allowed someone to hide in the back of the site. But the reason why they have to do that is because there's a breach on the other team. And if they're all running up C and a breach fault lines and then triple flashes the box, they're in big trouble. So the smoke protects them from the flashes. And that's why they're smoking the site itself.
Very well played.
Standing ahead.
Very well played indeed. Luminosity, as we mentioned, have a 2-round lead here. And for Luminosity, on the attack side, looking to see if they can pile it on financially, right? Like, you take this round away. Yeah, it's huge.
Bonus rounds are massive in this game. If they win this round, their economy is going to be ridiculous, because then they get the free Vandals and Phantoms that their opponents drop. So they don't even need to ever invest in those rifles.
Right. And even if you do need to buy them, you're sitting so pretty, you've got so much money, right? Like, you can afford it.
Oh dear, they're playing this A retake again. The A site is free.
Luminosity fully have gotten onto the site. No
Oh,
ultimates for Immortals. They do have, I mean, they don't have a ton, but they do have some utility for the retake.
They cannot play like the pistol round. With these weapons, they cannot play. They have to fight. So this is very different.
Paranoia out. They follow it. They don't even get a chance, Sean, to fully commit. Right? You barely get past the cut before you get picked apart. 3-2 in favor of Luminosity, and that goes sideways very quickly.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing. So I did say it's okay to play the retake setup on A for pistol, but on the 3rd round like this, where you have a massive gun advantage, we talked about it, right? We talked about the Vandals and Phantoms versus the Spectres, the pistols, everything that LG had that round. You want to take the long range duels. You want to spot down the long A corridor. You want to spot down the C corridor. You want to spot from like top B site into mid. Those fights are all very favorable for you at that specific round.
Right.
And they just didn't take any of those fights.
And that, my dear friends, puts Luminosity with money to blow. JC Staney
Omen standoff, so common right now in pro play.
Yeah,
the
well,
C-long Omen standoff.
The problem is it's not just the Omen on the other side. JC Staney gets a kill, and then he's got to hightail it out of there, understanding that really everyone and their mom is on the other side of what just happened.
He got out, and he has the paranoia. They have to respect that. They can't just commit up this tiny corridor with a paranoia. So they back off, and that death. Oh, that's gonna sting. That's their smokes. That's their smokes, Doug. I don't know which site they want to go to now, but there's no good options.
Oh, and I think.
Blocking sight.
Well, I mean,
Nailed them.
Dre's opening up some options.
Yeah, you can see they're just trying to feel it out right now. Wait for a push. Try to let Immortals make the mistake that wins them the round, as opposed to them making it an incredible decision to win the round.
30 seconds left.
Ooh, C's totally open. I mean, you've got
read.
Chemicals at Garage, but yeah, an excellent read.
Standing ahead.
Yep, they're going to get on there, realize, hey guys, no one's home, we're good. Going to get on there. Great nade though. Right, to delay things for just a bit, and that's going to buy time for them to get even closer. Proto's still going to be able to get the spike down. But now it's interesting, Sean, you don't see them take long post-plant positions. They're going to fight on the site. They're not going to be willing to give up an inch. And, well, when you've got guys like Dre and you've got guys like Thief, why?
Holy, was that clean. Commits out into the aftershock. Does not care, Doug. Does not care. Aim so true. Boy, Dre on a duelist, man. This is how he should be. He is so skilled.
And again, guys, Luminosity hasn't played Haven the entire VCT stage, right? Didn't play at any of the Challengers tournaments, open, or like the closed ones anyway. We haven't seen this out of Luminosity at all, and you can tell Immortals are kind of like, well, crap.
Oh, look at the switch up. Look at the switch up from Immortals. Now Killjoy's on C. They're doing a triple A setup. They cannot play this retake A setup any longer. No, they refuse it. And you can see they sense it. LG sense it quick. They move to Garage. They're reacting to what they've seen at A, and they're taking C very quickly this round.
Oh, and I don't know that JC Staney realizes just how far up they've gotten. The paranoia comes out. Dre with the dash. Now they know. Now you see members of Immortals start to rotate over. Great paranoia. The Empress comes online. Dre looking for it, but JC Staney, just such a problematic anchor from that corner. Gangsta gets it as well.
One enemy remaining.
Shot up.
Spike down. C.
Oh, Moose.
Oof. Alarm bot coming back right when he gets there. Unlucky. The lurk stops there, and Shot Up is holding Garage. Not many openings here for Moose.
No. No, not at all. And that was a desperately needed round by Immortal, Sean.
Yeah, I have to give credit to Shot Up for flashing the plat like that. His plat player, Nature, looked very stuck, right? Dre was doing a good job not overextending. It was that flash on the plat corner that caught Dre. Allowed Nature to swing out, get a free kill. I mean, he had more impact later on in the round. So yeah, I think Shot Up did a fantastic job supporting there.
He did, and now he has that Rolling Thunder online to boot with Chemicals Showstopper. JC Staney's going to have his ult as well. Immortals finally getting something going again after a pretty, I mean, really non-existent second half out of them. Luminosity still with the 3-round lead. The ult going into the hands of Moose. That's going to bring the Hunter's Fury into the fold. And there it is. Tags one. Looking for the Hunter's Fury to land the kill, and he does just that. JC Staney off the board for the rest of the round.
Man, the Hunter's Furies are just, they're operating at 100% right now. I feel like they're always netting kills in this series.
Yep. Oh, Sean.
It's free again. It's free again, Doug. They've done it again to them.
And this is not a we're going to play off on purpose and like, we'll fight for the retake. They thought the hit was C.
Yeah, but the Rolling Thunder and Chemicals ult, I don't know where you hide if you're in the site. They have to play full retake. This is going to be wild.
That's the thing, Sean, is look at how far off they're playing. They feel so confident in that, understanding the Showstopper and the Rolling Thunder were there. They can play off of it, and now they're going to go back in. A Proto's going to use the Neural Theft. He drops as Gangsta gets one. Dre, he's got that blade in his pocket. He's looking for another one. He gets it. Stellar does as well. Chemicals alone. Chemicals drop. So well played by Luminosity.
Great lurk again by Dre. You can see he wanted every cell in Dre's body, wanted to keep running on that flank. But when the Cypher ult comes in, he stops. He analyzes the situation. You know, where are these three players? Where's their exact spots? How can I play this optimally? So he waits for the Cypher ult to come in, gets an insane off angle by that box, and just closes out the round with ease.
And again, I want to draw attention to where their post plants were, right? Because again, understanding the showstopper, understanding the Rolling Thunder were there, they played so far off site, you would think they had a Hunter's Fury. That was going to be the difference maker. What an opener by Chemicals.
Yeah, where do you go? You can't go in the back because of the paint shells. You can't go in the front because the recon's going to get you. It's just no good solutions when you go with the quick A hit right now.
That's a bad day. Moose going to clear out, ensure that A short is safe. See a couple smokes coming out as well. And the response from JC Stanny just off of that drone.
Ooh, how does LG reset after round? Like, this is the first time they've actually encountered some resistance at this A site. They don't have full map control, so we haven't seen how they react here. Right, when they're down a man, A has clearly been shown to be defended, so they can't go there. Well, this alarm bot, I feel like Shot Up is going to get a free frag because of this alarm bot.
On Thief only has 20 health too, so gets even worse.
No one expects this spot after that alarm bot.
Oh.
Thief actually backing off, going to reapproach through Garage, which is the play.
He's on the long con here, Sean, because the hit's over on A. Another 3 coming out.
The turret spotted him just now.
All right, so that's giving him away, and you see how look at how much investment they have to put into that to respect it. Thief eventually drops. JC Stady's got that up. Moose is left alone with 70 health left, in a 1v5. I mean, you can take. Well, I'm gonna say you can take the bad boy to the bank. Okay.
Yeah.
You hesitate on moments like that for just a split second. But Immortals is gonna come through with the defuse.
Yeah, I mean, that round could have gotten very scary. I pointed out Thief's lurk into Garage because there was a world where Nature rotates, pulls up his turret, Thief lurks through Garage, and, you know, hits an insane timing. But once the turret spots him, you know, Nature doesn't over-rotate, he stays his ground. And the fact that that turret spotted Thief was probably what sealed the round in my eyes.
Yeah. And again, it's Thief, right? Like, it's Thief on Arena, too. There's just so much you have to respect on that, even if you get a sniff that that's what's going on. Some kind of cheeky little setup they have here. Again, the fight for A lobby control. The dart, paint shell is going to push them back.
Cage triggered.
They keep Luminosity think real hard about where they want to go here.
So the fact that no one broke that cam might be a little bit deceiving. But this is a B hit. No matter what, we're going B here.
And Sean, it's pretty open, right? It's not like the telegraph B hit where they knew exactly where they were going to go and they were prepared for it. They may have a B. Great lockdown,
look
though.
At this lockdown. I haven't seen that one.
And there's no real response.
Yeah, they're just... Oh, they did plant. They planted the spike. How?
Yeah. Well, so they got the spike down. This is... You essentially totally negated the lockdown there because you were able to, you put it up, but they were able to get the spike down and then back off in time. Take a look at the showstopper. Could blow things up. Dre, no freaking way. Chemicals with the op. Takes care of them. As they
look at the
continue to
lurk. Look at the
forward.
lurk coming in, Moose.
Moose is going to blow it up. Moose is going to blow it up. Chemicals has a chance, though. No, he doesn't. You called it, Sean. The lurk was there. It was absolutely beautiful from Moose. Luminosity at match point.
Wow, they handled that so well, adjusting the plant, playing the ult really well. I was nervous because when you plant B like that, you kind of got to make the rounds messy. You have to push into A link. You have to get back sight. You have to kind of open the round up in some kind of way, maybe double flank somewhere. So that lockdown prevented that. It forced everyone to the front of the site. And usually those rounds are very easy to retake. You just throw a smoke in the front of B and everything's clean. But that's not how that played out. There was no smoke from B.
Right.
And LG won a lot of clean openings that they probably shouldn't have gotten.
Right. Yeah, I think on a B hit like that, the big check mark is get the spike down as quickly as you can. right? Oftentimes you'll see him in an Omen smoke, jump in, plan, and then jump out so that they can assume post plans from there. But with them working as quickly as they did, it really kind of nullified the lockdown.
We're going to get one of these late A hits. I don't know if they're going to expect this bait setup.
Gangsta's alone.
No, he has they're doing a bait setup. The Raze is in the corner.
Oh.
He's
Yup. Chemicals. Dre takes care of him. Gangsta has to back off. That's going to give them so much confidence as they go on to A.
And they smell blood in the water. They heard a Spectre on Sova. They're going to push the issue here.
They are indeed. Dre has the Blade Storm. Luminosity one map away from giving Sean what he wanted. A third map. Gangsta and JC Stan. He shot up, does it as well. We're playing another round, baby.
Oh my God. He's so clean on this breach. Wow. It looked a little dicey right there. It did for Immortals. But again, they bailed themselves out of these awkward scenarios.
Just by like raw gun skill.
Yeah, just literally just raw gun skill, winning the fights out in the open. Oh my God, they're gonna go right into the teeth of the Killjoy setup here. This is just a blind C hit.
Get out of my way.
Trey with the
Reach.
daggers.
Well, so like, okay. They understand there's no A lobby presence. You see him already start to pull off on the site. Right, they're gonna hit on to C, the run it back, or excuse me, the from the shadows, but he's got the spike. Stellar sticks it too.
Oh.
The ball's on this guy to use the paranoia as well. Fully commit to it. They still don't have the spike down, however. Now it's gonna go down. JC Stanley playing in his smoke as Stellar gets it down. Left unchecked that. Oh my gosh, Nature. Stellar looking to do it as well. Anything you can do, I can do better. Of 4K. Are you kidding me? Nature's left alone. In a 1v2, Moose is so weak, Sean, but he's so far off the site. It's an ace for Stellar to put the map away. We're going to map 3.
A true broman. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. To stick that ult, you called it. The cojones on this man to stick that ult and then throw the paranoia through, saving Dre's life because those guys are definitely coming through the smoke to kill it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everything Stellar did that round was perfect. I can't get over it. It was so good. To close out the map, steal Haven. We have a 3-map series. I'm so happy.
All right, while we have a moment, right? What was different, right? Like if you could point to one thing that was different from Split onto this map, what was it?
It seems like in Split, Immortals was a lot more grouped, right? There was a lot more trading potential. And honestly, Shadov just won a lot of duels. He was playing Reyna and getting opening duels. On Breach, he wasn't getting those opening duels. So when you don't have someone just winning every opening duel, literally 7-0, the rounds will look a little bit harder. But I mean, that's their style though. They play that. They live by the fight, they die by the fight, right? They live by these 1v1s, and they'll lose some games like this to the 1v1s too. So I can't criticize them too much because that's just the style that they approach the game with. But in this game, it looked like they struggled a lot from getting picked off and giving up the A site.
Right, and then dog, honestly, when you've got Stellar doing stuff like what he did in that last round there, it's just so difficult to account for. Folks, good news. We're going to map 3. We're going to cut to a break. When we return, the desk will take care of things, get us back into this map as soon as possible. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.